Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is another death battle that I saw while I was picking up the Yusuke vs Ichigo one, which is Yugi versus Ash. Just kind of weird. I'm assuming they're letting the cards that Yugi have become real monsters. And if that's the case, if it's like every card Yugi's ever used, I think he's gonna win because I don't think any Pokemon Ash has used can beat like the Egyptian god cards. Hell, I don't think they can even beat Dark Magician. But we're about to see. Let's get this going.
Right, Pikachu?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Fly!
This mirror is really freaking loud.
Versus Yugi Moto.
The biggest question from the playground. Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I still say it's Yugi. Listen, if it's every card Yugi's ever used versus every Pokemon Ash has ever used, if that's the limitations, and it's not like any Pokemon or any Yu-Gi-Oh card, I think Yugi's still gonna win. He's probably gonna pull Exodia at the very end and just curb stomp Ash.
Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon.
Oh, I do
the
love
kids
the
get
world of
their first
Pokemon,
one
though.
At age 10.
The art in the background, it's so old. Oh my god, they look so weird, but so adorable. Love it.
If you don't sleep in like Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Ash wanted to be a Pokemon master, though he didn't really know what that meant yet.
How about taking down your rivals to be the very best, like no one ever was? Better than Gary and his dumb groupies.
Well, Ash knew he'd find his answers at the Pokemon League tournament.
So Oak hooked him up with the electric mouse, Pikachu. And went, he's your problem now, stupid.
Pikachu
Yeah.
was a lot.
Hostile.
The new duo had a rocky start, but after an intense first day together, the rest, as they say, is history.
25 seasons,
They even saw
over
Ho-Oh.
1,200 episodes, and the
Damn.
cornerstone of 2000s culture. Ash spent decades as a 10-year-old on the great Pokemaniac journey.
We should note
Yeah.
we are prioritizing the anime that Ash is from, which often differs from the original games that inspired it.
Ash
Oh,
is
yeah.
equipped with tons of Pokeballs and an all-knowing Pokedex. That's also a Pokemon. But in a fight, Ash usually
Kind of.
chooses Pikachu.
It's just haunted by a
Give the
Pokemon.
yellow red enough voltage and you'll regret it. Even ground
They're,
type
they're giving a stat sheet for Pikachu. Okay. That's interesting.
that would be immune to electric attacks in the games can't stop what this Pikachu dishes out.
Yet somehow Ash is just fine after repeatedly getting zapped by this same electricity. Over time, Pikachu learned Volt Tackle, Electro Web, Electro Ball, and
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt! The perfect attack for OHKOing flamboyant thieves and air balloons. Looks like they're blasting off again.
so
As
clearly
always.
the anime doesn't follow the game rules.
Oh,
like
hell
when
no.
Pikachu shot himself with his own thunder while on Swellow, who, you know, is vulnerable to lightning.
And
But
should have died.
Somehow they used thunder as a super armor.
Which is
He
weird.
even learned how to deflect attacks by just spinning really fast. Whee!
Pikachu,
Speaking of
break
fast,
dance!
Pikachu has intercepted lightning, but Quick Attack increases that speed even more.
And his Iron Tail really pairs well with Ash's offensive style. The
Wait,
guy
is it just gonna be Pikachu versus Dark Magician? I mean,
plays crazy.
Oh, well, we'll just have to see, I guess.
Stalling.
Ash's style is so unusual that when a robot scanned his tactics, it exploded.
As the
that's the thing. He doesn't have any tactics. I'm pretty sure. It's just doing random bullshit, just like Yugi does. Maybe it's just me, but I don't. Yeah, it's kind of like Taskmaster that doesn't like fighting against Deadpool because Deadpool just does random bullshit and he's not able to copy it.
great philosophers.
It's not
put
an
it,
actual fighting
if it
style or
works,
anything.
Is it still stupid?
Ash and Pikachu's bond
Kind
is
of.
magnetic and brought them new allies. Misty, Brock, Serena, just to name a few. Underneath the stubbornness and crispy bikes, they are loyal friends.
Just like Ash's Pokemon. They're not just collecting dust in a shiny hunting box.
What the
Ash's
fool?
League ID won't let him carry more than 6 at a time, but if he needs them, they'll all come running.
Water types like Squirtle and Lapras are key in seafaring fights, and Ash can
He let Lapras go though, right? Lapras isn't with him anymore, just like Butterfree. And Charizard kind of comes back every so often, even though he kind of let him go too, right? And then Pidgeotto, and then I don't know. I stopped following the
Combine
anime a
their
while
water
ago.
attacks with Glalie Ice Beam.
One time, his weasel got frozen while using Aqua Jet, which is fine. Now he's using
Apparently.
Ice Aqua Battering Ram.
Grass types like Bulbasaur and Torterra induce status effects. and
Torterra.
heal with
I love
synthesis.
Torterra.
But Sceptile's a menace. Yeah, so you got a big, scary Darkrai. Eat this Leaf Blade, Smeargle victim! Or that's what I would say if Tobias did an action replay of frickin' Latios. Give my man a win, 4Kids.
Well, 4Kids just did the localization. They didn't write the show.
Thankfully.
Just get me heated. Almost as much as Infernape's Flare Blitz. Then I'll set my Inferno to overdrive, get my revenge,
Torracat
and
too?
Incineroar.
Oh yeah, the Incineroar.
Ash
Okay.
had a fiery passion for reaching the top ASAP, but Charizard wasn't on board. Pursuing pride over packs, Ash lost the Viridian Force for the trees and fumbled the Indigo League.
Yeah,
Harsh
he just
lesson,
had to use
but
Charizard.
one he needed. Ash started bonding with Pokemon at a deeper level, and that friendship motivated them to dodge light speed moves like Solar Beam and Psybeam.
Charizard came around too. He's the last one you want to see on the field. Even if you have a Blastoise like Gary, Ash will call for the most unexpected signature move.
Seismic Toss! The people's elbow of Pokemon. Charizard's
Apparently.
so strong, his flamethrower melts boulders. The Pokemon world is wild.
That
Ash's
child should be
Pokedex
dead,
spells it out.
hugging that
Vanillix causes
Magcargo.
blizzards. Magikarp leaps over mountains and into space. Dusknoir pulls souls into the spirit world.
Oh,
and
that's
Pikachu
interesting.
cleared a storm as wide as an island. Gotta catch 'em all. Surfetch, Butterfree, Heracross, Scraggy, Lycanroc, Palpitoad, Torkoal, Snivy.
Oh god, the
New
Poke Rap.
regions soar new flying types like Pidgeot. On land, Ash has physical offense like Melmetal and Crocodile. And
He had a
Gible will drop
Melmetal?
Draco Meteors on anyone, but mainly
That,
Piplup.
that
You
Gibble
want
didn't
physical?
evolve?
Look at Ash. This twerp somehow carried around a Cosmoem, which canonically
Oh, yeah, it's like
weighs
thousands
over a ton. Oh, and this huge log that's basically a whole tree, he chucked it like it was nothing.
I have
Ash
fucking
can
anime
choose
logic.
his own hands if he wants, and he does a lot. Maybe his secret is watching the Minnesota Vikings.
Resilience is the bare minimum to HMO1
Gliscor.
cutting in the tall grass.
Love
Humans
Gliscor.
and Pokemon must protect and enrich each other's lives.
Like Mimey, the Mr. Mime back
Oh,
home.
hell
who
no.
mind boggles you with Reflect, Light Screen, and Psychic. Yep.
God, Mr.
That
Mime's
Mr.
creepy as
Mime,
fuck.
The stepdad who Ash caught in a Pokeball and brought home. Oh,
Did he catch the Mr. Oh, this is a terrible place to pause on, but did he actually physically catch the Mr. Mime?
so that's how it works.
Ash
That's
figured out
creepy
new
as
ways
fuck.
to bond with his pals with Aura. It's a life force that interacts with souls and links Ash with Lucario.
This jackal
Huh.
excels at CQC and shoots steel
Yeah.
beams and aura spheres. And with Mega
I think the last Pokemon series I watched, I think it was the Orange Islands. Yeah, so I haven't watched it in a long ass time.
Evolution, Lucario's power surges enough to defeat champion Cynthia's Garchomp.
A Mega would have been handy at the Safari Zone.
Yeah,
but Ash
the dude with the
accidentally
gun.
caught 30 Tauros, and he keeps hugging them. Ash, they're bulls.
Ash genuinely loves his little guys, but boy does it suck to see him lose the Pokemon League over and over again. Kid,
Yeah.
Just turn the hat backwards and lock in.
Ash's
that a
strength
random
is not in
NPC he
battle
lost
theory,
to?
But his nurtured bonds. He knows Pokemon
Oh,
feelings
that's
better
nasty.
than anyone. With Greninja, Ash learned to synchronize their senses and movements, transforming him into
Ash Greninja.
It comes with a huge power increase, but there's a catch. Ash shares Greninja's pain. A small price
That
to pay
sucks.
for the ultimate water shuriken.
Ash Greninja ran the ones with Champion Diantha's Mega Gardevoir. And just a normal Gardevoir can conjure black holes.
Ash's Pokemon
How's
and
Professor
teamwork
Oak
get along
alive
like
at this
rice
point?
balls and
What
jelly
the
filled
hell?
Donuts. They saved the world from Lysander, who tried to kill all life. They fought the giants.
Did they kill him?
The Reggie kind, not the New York ones. Who halted Reggie Gigas, who can tow entire regions.
Ash's team battled Steven Stone and Alon, who fought the
that a
terraforming
shiny
primal
Metagross?
forms of Groudon and Kyogre.
Ah, don't get me started on Alon. Ash did everything right, but no! Greninja still lost to his Charizard after only getting hit 3 times. How does Blast Burn
Damn.
beat Water Shuriken? Get your type charts right, 4Kids.
Boomstick 4Kids weren't even around anymore when this aired. Regardless, after his loss at Kalos, Ash traveled to Alola and beyond to train. And thanks to some really delicious soup, his
Oh,
new
Gengar?
Gengar Gigantamaxed.
Kaiju Gengar! He haunts foes with G-Max
Well, that's
Terror,
interesting.
or even swallows them up. I bet it smells nasty in there.
Probably.
Ash and Pikachu
I
also
wouldn't like
scored a
that.
buff with their Z move. All they need is a power ring, some JoJo poses, and Thunderbolt will evolve into
10 million volt Thunderbolt! This rainbow lightning is their ace. You see this coming?
The
You're
fuck is that?
cooked.
Is that Tapu
Absorb
Koko?
electricity? Cooked. Fused with an Ultra Beast? Cooked.
Ash journeyed so much that monsters from another dimension are nothing to him. Naganadel is a poisonous sniper, and Solgaleo is basically the sun god, a legendary Pokemon whose Sunsteel Strike lights up the universe.
Ash got a god in his bag for just being a nice dude. Smell you later, Gary.
Did he
In
catch
fact,
one?
when Ash and friends band together,
I think
they can
Lunala's
halt
better, though.
Dialga's Roar of Time, and Dialga literally controls the concept of time. Is there a legendary Pokemon he hasn't befriended?
But it all started with Pikachu, so it was gonna end with Pikachu. In
Of
the
course.
Tournament of Champions, and Alon, Ash faced the #1 trainer. Finally, after 3,000 years, we're free! 4 kids, let my boy win! Yes!
Sure. Ash did his best, and he had no regrets.
Finally
Now free to
won
hand
after
over his torch to new
so
bright-eyed
many
trainers.
years.
Ash realized that, to him, a Pokemon Master was someone who was friends with every Pokemon. So he and Pikachu threw a stick in the air and walked away it landed, because in the world of Pokemon, the journey continues.
Not for us, though. We don't watch him no more. Unless he showed up again at some points as a side character.
Many a theorist have tried to solve the mystery
Yu-Gi-Oh.
of ancient Egypt. What was the secret to such a
Okay, I'm aging myself here, but when the Yu-Gi-Oh anime started, WB actually sent out VHS tapes to random kids of Pegasus inviting them to the freaking island or whatever the hell it was that he's hosting Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, and I was so confused when I got that videotape. It was just so random.
Time
It was just so
travel,
random.
The Divine Hand. Aliens? Nah, they were gamers.
Egyptians played games with sorcery. These magical ceremonies punished dark hearts with swift death. The Shadow Game.
No, Wiz, they were banished to the Shadow Realm. Wink.
Sadly, the way of the
Yeah,
Shadow
just
Games
hell.
was lost across time and the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle. It's said the one who solves the puzzle would pass judgment on evil. And in the modern day, Yugi Moto reassembled it and wished for a friend.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Turn that jam up! Yugi was a shy kid that helped run his grandpop's game shop.
He's like 3
Little
feet
did he
tall.
know that completing the puzzle would link his spirit to an ancient pharaoh.
Yami, always willing to lend Yugi a hand, and always on demon time while doing so.
Pretty much, it's interesting. Every time he transformed, he grew like 2 feet. How does that work?
He's anime Jigsaw. Yami wants to play a shadow game.
Whether it's Griddle Air Hockey, Mario Party with Chloroform, or the game that would take his world and ours by storm,
Yeah.
Duel Monsters.
Dual monster.
It's a summoner's war. Time to send monsters to the graveyard and take your foe down to 0 life points.
When Yugi's grandpa was kidnapped by the deranged CEO Seto Kaiba, Yugi knew it was time to
Was
knock
also
him
a
down
teenager.
the only way he knows how. Playing a children's card game.
And for his L, Kaiba was given a penalty game. Lose or cheat against Yami at your own peril. With the puzzle, Yami can punish you in some seriously messed up ways. Illusions of being set on fire, swapping
dang.
your soul, or the infamous Mind Crush.
The Millennium Puzzle does far more than force hallucinations. It brings monsters to reality, forms barriers, manipulates probability, and seals
Yeah,
away
it does.
spirits.
I've seen
Can't
that.
buy this. It and 6 other Millennium items are juiced up by ghosts.
Despite Yami's retribution, Yugi wasn't aware of this darker half. Yami had amnesia, so he didn't know himself either. But after a run-in with enemy Millennium Ring user Dark Bakura and some seriously hardcore LARPing, Yugi and
What the
Yami
heck?
learned each other's shtick and made the dynamic duo.
With friends Taya, Tristan, and their left leg Joey, Yugi and
Some
Yami were
left
ready
leg,
for
okay.
anything.
Because Yugi had a great early deck. Monsters for offense, spells for effects, and traps for setups. Oh, and Exodi... Oh, there
Bye,
they go.
Exodia.
Okay, if Yugi's deck is so good, why isn't it the meta? Put me in, coach. Face my 2,000 card deck.
Don't be too quick to judge.
Yeah.
Yugi's a very clever strategist. His style works best at maximizing the use of so-called terrible cards.
Yeah, cool story, Wiz. But what's he gonna do about the 3 blue eyes Kaiba's got aiming at his dome?
Simple. Summon the monster card Karibo and have it multiply. With a 1,000 strong meat shield, a dragon's breath is a gentle breeze.
Well, okay. Didn't know Yugi had that dog in him, but I'm about brute force. Buster Blader and Celtic Guardian are sick, nasty swordsmen. Summon Skull shoots bolts of lightning, and the giant soldier of stone can destroy moons.
Time Wizard's better. It's a living clock that fast forwards or rewinds a local area of time, turning monsters to infants or wizards into wise sages.
Speaking of
Only thing when the
wizardry,
coin flip.
you can't have a Yugi deck without his right hand,
The Dark Magician.
and his apprentice,
Dark Magician Girl.
Both are masters
Everybody's
of
first
dark
crush that
magic,
saw
and Yugi
Yu-Gi-Oh.
often pairs them with the damage redirecting magic cylinder. Now that's thinking with portals.
There's support monsters too. Catapult Turtle is a bot with a cannon that literally
Launches
launches
other
other
monsters.
And when
That's
Yugi
funny as
comboed it
hell.
with Gaia and Swords of Revealing Light, which immobilizes monsters, they brought down an entire fortress. Wait, that's not how the card game works.
It
Is he
isn't.
cheating?
Well, we're prioritizing the manga and anime over anything else, which can differ from the real-world card game.
Oh,
Yugi
yeah.
also has tons of
Way
spell
differs.
cards. Monster Reborn resurrects a fallen friend. Turn Jump is a time skip, and Pot of Greed lets Yugi draw 2 more cards, like Pot of Greed, which lets
Which
him
is
draw
a
2 more cards,
which is
like
illegal.
If things get dicey, he has more trap cards to level the field, like Dimension Sphinx, which reflects damage directly
I've
back at the
never seen
opponent's
that
life
one.
points.
And if his monsters and life points get wiped, he can just press Ctrl-Z with Mirage Ruler to get them all back.
Pair these cards
Huh.
with Yugi and Yami's teamwork, and nothing could stand in their way. Not even the game's own creator, Pegasus.
Get this, Pegasus can read minds. So in their duel, Yugi and Yami kept swapping souls Freaky Friday style, trusting each other to pick up on the strategies they left behind. And the mind reader was stumped. Yeah, they cheated.
No, Pegasus was reading their minds.
Kinda.
Regardless, Yugi and Yami are an excellent dueling pair. Yami trusts Yugi
They
to
were all
improve on his
cheaters.
plans, while Yugi expects Yami to be his bolder half.
They're not just smart. These card-slinging geeks are somehow expected to be fit enough to dodge lasers, resist getting their souls ripped out, and survive attacks from duel monsters. Even the most common duel monster can cause tsunamis, rain down meteors, and wreck cities.
And all of
Yep.
this power culminated in Battle City, hosted by Kaiba Corp.
Because Kaiba really wanted that salty run back against his rival.
Salt only surpassed by Yami's biggest hater, Merrick, who wanted the 3 Egyptian god cards to take him out. These cards were
Cypher's
Salt,
definitely the
Electric
coolest.
Dragon, Ra, the God Phoenix.
Nobody can tell me
and
otherwise.
Obelisk, who strikes with the power of infinity.
This was a different ball game altogether, but Yugi was starting to stand on his own 2 feet.
So Yami and Yugi kept dueling on in a battle city that never wants to end. Or stop bullying Joey. But to claim the Egyptian gods, Yugi and Yami had to face them in duels.
I should
pulling off
watch
some
the original
ridiculously
Yu-Gi-Oh
high
anime
IQ
again.
plays.
When battling Slifer, they used a handful of weak cards to create an infinite combo of attacks that went past the god's limits.
And later, Yugi combined Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl's magic into Black Burning magic, promptly defeating Ra.
This ain't new for the magicians. In the movie Bonds Beyond Time, they did something similar against Paradox. It's kinda crazy that together, the magicians can defeat the 10-star gods, which are way stronger than mid-tier monsters that are 5 to 9 stars.
Mid-tier cards aren't pushovers. Darkhold Dragon is
Oh,
a
the
sentient
elemental
black
heroes
hole.
were cool.
Planet
I
alignment
love
moves
those
solar
guys.
systems, and Jaden's Glow Neos destroyed a relativity field that spawned an entire universe.
But at the top would be the great evil god Zork, who showed up to plunge
That's-
existence into the realm of darkness.
Never heard of that guy before.
It was time for Yugi to finish the puzzle of who Yami really is.
If the monsters weren't real before, they sure were now. Everyone has soul energy, Ba, which manifests as Ka, or a spirit. When used in tandem with the bonds of his cards, Yugi can will duel monsters into reality, even
Really?
drawing anyone he wishes by believing in the heart of the cards.
Oh,
I
okay.
knew it! He's been cheating all this time! He doesn't just make up rules, he's stacking his deck!
Not at all. For Yugi, drawing the card he needs isn't just luck, it's an actual skill that he developed. It's even expanded in following series like GX and 5Ds.
If only it was an
well,
actual
I'd be
skill,
the king
that'd
of
be
games
wild.
too if I could just decide I have a royal flush every round.
Whatever. Yami rediscovered his Egyptian past, his multiple lifelong bonds, and his real name, Atem. Claiming his place as the ruler of the afterlife, Atem fused the Egyptian god cards to summon Harakti, the creator of light.
She's the ultimate duel monster who banished
I wonder if that's
Zork
an
and all
actual
of his
card.
scary darkness for good. The epitome of screw you, I win.
No kidding, for Harakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's multiverse with that same light. Judgment had passed.
Really?
Across many duels, evil was vanquished. There was only one more thing left to do.
A post-game boss duel between Yugi and Atem.
Their farewell was both climactic and bittersweet. Yugi had grown as a duelist and a person. His victory proved that he no longer needed a Tem's help to be his bolder half.
Even when a Tim was an entire dimension away or busy slapping the end of existence, he and Yugi would always be bros. Okay, it should have been me, not him. I'm sorry I called you a cheater. I was jealous. You're so cool.
Yugi moved on to a career in game design and passed the torch to
Sounds
future
about right.
duelists. He would be remembered as the greatest duelist there ever was.
Except to Kaiba, who tried to ascend to the afterlife to rematch a Tim. Goes to show you that
No, really?
it can't buy you happiness, but it sure can buy you a sweet rocket ship.
There will always
To
be
the
another
afterlife,
story,
apparently, without
another
dying.
duel, another game. And you won't find yourself a better opponent than the king of games.
Huh. So that's how it ended. Never watched the whole thing where Yugi was the main character.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Before we start, let's lay some ground rules.
We're treating this as a real-time fight, much like typical battles in the Pokemon anime and duels later on in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. And given that the rules of Pokemon and duel monsters are clearly incompatible,
Oh, yeah.
we'll allow them to summon anything that's reasonably available to them.
It's time to death battle!
Does that mean he could fuse the three gods? Probably not, right? Maybe? Well, we're about to see, I guess. Okay. So is it gonna be one Pokemon versus one monster? Oh, maybe not.
This Furon 4 is tricky. Hang in there!
You have Spirit, but I have Lightning Blade and Excalibur to boost my attack, and I set one card face down to end my turn.
Whoa. Okay, guys.
It's
power
just like,
turn
wait,
now.
what?
Pikachu, throw him up with quick attack. Everyone else, back him up.
A Buster Blader versus Sceptile. Celtic Guardian versus Lucario. Dang.
Great job. Now, Thunderbolt.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You forgot about my face down card. Rise! Dimension Space!
The heck does that do? Is that gonna attack Ash? Oh yeah, it is. Crocodile. Oh, he's out.
Oh, I get it. Good thing we brought them all, right, Pikachu?
What do you mean, them all?
How? Oh, it's a shit ton of Taros. There's a Snorlax and
Charizard, I choose.
no, Charizard was in the ball. Okay. They just pulled 5 cards. Holy shit! Look at all this Kuribo. Celtic Guardian's gone, I guess. Dang, this is one fucked up free for all. Holy shit. Mega Lucario. Dang, I think it took out Buster Blader too. Barrier. Summon Skull. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Solga. Why does Solgaleo come out of the moon? Slifer. Oh, yeah. Damn. That just looks so good. Is that the Gengar? The Gigantamax Gang? Oh, that's kind of scary. I thought Celtic Guardian was already out. Oh, he is a ghost type.
I'm sorry, partner. Don't worry. It's my turn now. I just need to believe.
What card is he gonna pull? He pulled 4 cards, okay. Monster Reborn, Dark Magician Girl, and the other two gods. There we go.
That Pokemon!
Haruxi, Goddess of Light! This is it! Magician, Flash Burning Magic! Haruxi, Joser!
So Galea gonna be enough? Swords of Revealing Light. Uh-oh.
Pikachu, let's finish this. Together! 10 million volt thunderbolt!
Oh, Ash might actually win this. Because it's the last one to pull out is...
You activated my trap card! Magic Cylinder! With
Never
it,
mind.
I'll send your Thunderbolt
Maybe.
back to attack your life points directly!
Bye, Solgaleo. Damn. It looks... Oh, that sucks. Oh, he just turned to stuff like in the Mewtwo movie. Oh,
That
man.
was an awesome duel, Ash.
The last part kind of reminded me of World of Light from Smash Bros.
KO! Oh,
Where everybody
my
was getting turned to
childhood.
statues.
Quick, I need your tears. We can save him.
There's a lot to this, so let's break it down by experience, strategy, and monsters. Starting with experience. Both Ash and Yugi have risen to the top, beating the best of the best, and traveled all over the world.
But Ash traveled more, was in more tourneys, and saved the world way more often. And despite what people say, he wins a lot.
Even Atem's stint as the Pharaoh doesn't tip the scale since he wasn't in charge for very long. Plus, Pokemon evolve over time, literally and figuratively. While Yugi's deck is obviously adjustable, the cards are unchanging, unable to grow like Ash's Pokemon.
So Ash wins in experience, but when it comes to strategy, he's a wild card.
He's skilled at improvisation and using the environment to win. Even machines cannot comprehend his tactics.
But the
Yep.
same goes for Yugi. Gotta remember,
Just
Yugi and
destroy the
Atem's
freaking
teamwork
moon.
is second to none. They're masters at exploiting weaknesses, setting up tricks, and surprising foes with so-called weak cards.
Both could likely adjust to each other's unpredictability, so a Dark Horse-style win was unlikely.
But Ash's secret weapon is his bond with his Pokemon, boosting their power. I'm not just talking about Pikachu. His power of friendship invented an evolution for Greninja. That's crazy.
is wild.
Ash's trust in his Pokemon knows no
That
limits.
Snorlax didn't
Silly
come
as
out
it
to
may
do anything
sound,
at all.
Yugi trusts his deck in the same way. The heart of the cards is real, and Yugi is determined to support his monsters with spells, traps, and buffs. Look at his duels with Merrick and Paradox, where he bolstered his weaker cards to take down gods. With Ba and Ka, his bonds with his cards manifest them into reality, not so dissimilar from Ash Greninja.
Yeah, Ash has aura, but he never mastered it. And specialties like Mega Evolution and Gigantamax, while awesome, only work with specific Pokemon.
And since Ash focuses on offense far more than support, Yugi could control the pace of the fight with cards like Swords of Revealing Light and Magic Cylinder.
But I know some of you are asking, what if Ash threw hands? The kid's strong enough to chuck trees and lift baby gods. Just punch him, man. Well, Yugi's similarly tough, and the Millennium Puzzle can make shields, steal ghosts, cast illusions, and mess with minds. If Ash actually tried to punch him, it'd be Mewtwo
Did he just
all
throw
over
that
again.
dragon?
It's a close call, but Yugi takes the edge in strategy.
So
Okay.
it all comes down
To
to
the monsters.
Yugi had a slightly larger pool of monsters, but Ashes can clear out island-wide storms, fight terraforming beasts, and are stronger than the black hole summoning Gardevoir.
However, Yugi's can rain down meteors, compete with larger black holes, and even the mid-tier scale to glow Neos, destroying that relativity field with a universe. And Harakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's whole multiverse, surpassing even
Yeah.
Solgaleo's Sunsteel Strike and Dialga's Roar of Time.
And Yugi had more than just monsters on the field. Ash's strength was also his weakness. His power was evenly spread, reliant only on his remaining Pokemon.
If Mr. Mime faints, no more Psychic Barriers. If he lost Lucario, no more Mega Evolution, and so on. The longer the battle went, the less Pokemon Ash had, and he did not have a reliable way to bring them back. He doesn't carry revives on him, and even
Nope.
then, reviving Pokemon in the anime is entirely different from the games. Meanwhile, Yugi had cards like Mirage Ruler and Monster Reborn that could instantly recall powers he's lost.
And he can, bend fate to draw whatever card he wants. And we didn't even
Pretty
cover them all.
much.
Really,
Just
Yugi's
funny as
deck
hell.
has no pathetic cards.
Exactly. Yugi's versatility and power swept Ash's options, giving his monsters the lead. He just needed the right moment to knock Ash stone cold.
That was a good attempt at a pun, Wiz. You might not think it's Pharaoh, but Ash got Yugi owned.
The winner is
The
Yugi
fucking
Moto.
puns, though. All right. Well, I kind of went as expected, honestly. I did not expect him to fuse all three Egyptian gods and form the literal god that created the entire multiverse, but I never watched the entirety of the series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Not with Yugi as the main character, anyway. And nothing after that. Same thing with Pokemon. I didn't even know he had a Solgaleo. But yeah, no, definitely did not think he stood a chance. Either way, that was definitely a fun watch. Like I said, I didn't think he stood a chance, but they could have proved me wrong, because I have zero idea. I really should have watched Yu-Gi-Oh! At least when Yugi's still the main character parts. I should watch those again. But yeah, that was definitely fun. Until next time, guys. Thank y'all for watching, and goodbye.